Hi everyone! Welcome to our Facebook Live event. Today we're talking all about our favorite topic, well, not our favorite topic, but a topic that's very common to all moms, mom fails. So we're really excited that you're here to join us. Make sure you, share your thoughts with us as we're doing the segment. We want to hear from you. But before we get into our topic today, just want to introduce ourselves. So I'm Annie Douglas, Chief Mom Ambassador at Moms Meet. So Moms Meet is a large online community of moms that are health-minded. We're passionate about raising healthy kids and happy families. And, it's a great website. If you visit momsmeet.com, you'll be able to find a lot of resources. You can actually apply to sample better for you products for yourselves and with your group of friends. So we encourage you to check that out. And of course, here with me, we have Lauren and we have Maureen. So there are, of course, my coworkers here, but also fellow moms. And so this is a very relevant topic here for all of us today. So we are actually going to be giving away some prize packs, 3 prize packs to everyone who participates. And what we want you to do, of course, for your chance to win is to share your stories. Again, we're talking about mom fails. We want to hear your stories. I think it makes us feel a little better, like a tiny bit better if we hear other moms and what they're sharing. But also we want us to kind of just be an encouragement to each other. So by sharing your stories, you'll be able to get a chance to win and also help another mom out, with your experience. And the more you share, and the more, of course, you share this video with your friends as well, you'll get a chance to win. Again, really great surprise packs filled with lots of little better for you goodies. So we'll be selecting 3 winners on Monday. So you'll have the weekend to really, help us out here. So with that being said, maybe we should define what mom fails is, just in case someone out there doesn't understand what that is.
Maybe there's a mom out there who's perfect and hasn't failed.
Oh my gosh.
I doubt it.
Does that exist?
I don't think so. It might, but so absolutely, I think it's a good thing to identify and define what this topic is, because I think it's a social media buzzword and we hear it a lot, but just for the purposes of clarification before we, go any further, let's define what we mean by mom fails. So these are our less than finer moments as a parent, just those funny and relatable parenting mistakes, nothing with dire consequences or anything overly serious, but just sort of those slip ups, those oops moments that happen to the best of us and kind of make us laugh, especially in retrospect or when we're talking about them with one another. And whether you're sleep deprived or you are a new mom, or you're juggling multiple kids, a working mom, whatever your circumstances are, whatever season of motherhood you're in, you will at some point experience a mom fail or an embarrassing slip up. So we've all been there. It's very relatable. It's a great topic, and so we're excited to present this to you today. Yeah,
and actually I forgot to mention, we created some really fun props for this segment. And we were joking about it earlier. I think we created these for ourselves because we wanted encouragement for ourselves.
But we need the therapy.
So we created some of these little sayings. So for example, you're a good mom. We all need to hear that, right?
Yes.
Especially after a mom fail moment. Right. You deserve a glass of wine.
Absolutely.
And then you have one there too?
Mine is, you're doing a great job. You definitely need to hear
that.
Yeah.
You are doing a great job, Maureen.
Yes, you really are. Thank you.
You are
too, Annie. And then, of course, we've all been there. I don't know. That's always so helpful to hear that.
That's
sort of
like
for me too.
Yeah, because I feel like when I'm having a problem, there's so many moms that came before me that have had the same exact thing, and it's so nice to hear that, like, oh, I'm not alone and I'm not crazy.
Yes. Oh my gosh, the I'm not crazy part
I'm not
is
crazy.
really important.
Yeah.
That should be one of our
I know you're not crazy.
So what we want to do with these fun signs is we're going to be sharing our own stories, mom fail stories, and we're going to just kind of hold these up for each other just as encouragement. And then also you guys can, when you hear something that we're saying, or, when someone else shares their story, please share with them some encouragement as well, because we want to leave this segment feeling positive instead of
uplifted.
Uplifted instead of kind of down on how bad sometimes we think we are as moms.
Right.
Okay, so we want to talk a little bit about why this is important to talk about this topic in general.
So, as moms, we're all working so hard, whether just with our kids and then everything else that we have to do in our lives. So we really need a safe space to just vent and share and connect. So, sharing about your fails and, realizing that other moms are going through the same thing, and allowing yourself to make those mistakes really takes the pressure off.
Yeah.
So let's take the pressure off ourselves, because we definitely put way too much pressure on ourselves to get everything done in life. And I'm a brand new mom, so I have a 4-month-old. So I'm learning this right now to multitask and try and, do all the different things that I used to do on top of also raising a child and being there and, being that my child's person to do everything, feeding, cleaning, the whole thing. So it's just, there's so much that we do. Let's just take the pressure off and not take ourselves so seriously.
Yeah. One thing I want to say to that is, I feel like our husbands, like the men in our lives, don't have this problem.
No.
God, no. I don't understand
no
it.
self-doubt on their part.
It's like I think they're full of confidence. I'm a great dad, I'm like, how can I get some of that from you, like that positive?
I know. And they just move on if they slip up. I don't think they ruminate the same way.
No, they don't internalize it as much as we do.
Right. Yeah, very frustrating.
So really giving yourself the room to make the mistakes and not expecting yourself to be perfect. I think that's step number one. And just okay, I'm not perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. I'll do my best. And when we do make mistakes, laughing about it. Sharing it with your friends. Listen to the crazy thing I just did, or I was just a total Looney Tune. I freaked out, I did whatever. So, that's what I do with my friends. So it's just, and I think that's something that we all kind of deal with is the appearance on social media. We might look at other families or, other moms on social media, and they'll have these perfect pictures, perfect homes. And, we can all, to an extent, put that front up, but that's why we're here. We want to kind of move past that and talk about what we all universally deal with on the inside. So even those moms that have those perfect pictures, they're not perfect. So we kind of want to break down that barrier and, kind of get to what's real. And what connects us.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so again, I just want to remind you, if you just joined us, make sure you're sharing your stories, your mom fails. We're actually going to be reading some of your comments at the end of this segment, some of the favorite ones that you guys have shared. So we want, again, you to share that. And the more you share, of course, you'll get a chance to win a great surprise pack. Okay, so I guess it's time for us to share our own mom fail stories. So I'll go first. I have 3 kids. I have Ella, who is 12, who just turned 12. She's almost a teen, and I'm freaking out. I have Connor, who is 7, and then I have Olivia, who is 3. So it's a diverse age range. And I think as I was preparing for this segment, I thought I have so many stories to share. I don't even know how I can narrow it down because I feel like I just go through these mom fail moments all the time. But I guess one thing that really, scenario that really stands out to me is the whole Halloween kind of time frame is always really challenging for me, especially the more kids I had. There were more costumes to figure out. And so my story is kind of all about Halloween. And one year, so where it starts is one year I actually forgot to send in a Halloween costume for my daughter, Ella, my first. And of course she was so upset. And so I vowed from then on, I would never forget. And I almost I think I put more pressure on myself because I had felt like I had to make up for that incident. So, so one year I thought, I'm going to make my own costume. And for those of you who know me personally,
I had a feeling this is where it was going.
so for those of you who might know me personally, I am not a good crafts person. I am not a DIYer. That is not my talent, but somehow I was convinced that I could do this. Of course, I'm spending a lot of time on Pinterest, finding something that I think I could do. I found this one blog post that says, super easy. Like it said it in the headline, it's for beginners, you know?
Famous last word. Yeah.
Easy, do it yourself, Elsa wig. Okay, Elsa wig. So I thought, okay, it says it's super easy. It gives me the step-by-step directions.
Yeah.
So of course I tried it out. It was horrendous. I mean, the wig looked like there was bald spots, you know? And honestly, like it took me hours. I slaved over this. But you know, if someone doesn't have that kind of talent internally, you can't, no matter how good the directions are, you can't produce a beautiful product.
Yeah, that's so true.
So I spent hours and hours. Finally, of course, I called my mother-in-law, who is such a good, like she's so good at arts and crafts and all that. So she was able to help save the day. And she fixed, as to the best of her ability, she fixed something really awful and horrendous to something that was, you know, passable. And so, of course, you can imagine then how excited I felt when she finally was able to go to school and wear this. And she had a parade at school.
Yeah.
And so you want to show that a photo? So basically, the photo that you'll be seeing now is she finally went to school, and I went, of course, to see the parade. She comes out with no wig, okay, at all. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Do you know how much time I spent on this wig? I can't believe you're not wearing a wig. She says to Ella, says to me, it was itchy, Mom. It was itchy.
Oh.
I was like, oh.
No.
Oh my gosh. And I posted on Facebook, on my personal Facebook page. I was
Yeah.
like, look what happened after all this time. And all my friends at that time knew how much effort I put into it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh no. So I have to say that was my most memorable mom film moment. Yes, I think, I don't know if you can see it on here, but so there's there's Ella.
Oh.
So
She's got beautiful hair.
she already has beautiful hair. Why did I spend 2 weeks working on this wig? I don't know.
Well,
But
I understand, and
so
Pinterest pressure.
it's the, oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
That there was so much pressure. And then of course I felt like it was definitely a big mom film moment for me. And so now I've learned from the experience. I'm no longer going to do craft projects.
You've done
myself.
far more than I've ever done for Halloween. So already you are like leaps and bounds ahead of me. So
So that's kind of how how my story went.
Yeah.
But do you want to share one of yours?
I thought you meant side.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I wasn't being supportive enough.
Annie, you did a great
We've
job.
all been there,
no
Annie.
matter what.
We've been there, and yes, absolutely, really, you're just for having the bravery to create your own Halloween costume. I don't think
And you
could
went
ever
above
be
and
that.
beyond,
Yeah,
you know?
above and beyond.
All I did was the wig, though.
Usually.
You know, a lot of moms do like the entire outfit. I stopped at the wig. That was all I did.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, but you do so many
So,
other great things.
yes,
So
you're a
you can't
fabulous
take yourself
mom.
down.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lord, why don't you share?
Oh,
yours?
sure, absolutely. Well, I
Or
have.
was it you? Were you supposed to go next? I don't remember.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Okay. So I have 2 kids, and I have a 5-year-old son and a 2-year-old daughter. And my mom fail was, I've had plenty of them, but I was just trying to think back to, when I was a new mom. And I, like you were saying, there's so much social media pressure, and I'm not a big social media. I don't post a ton about myself on social media. Here and there I do. But when you're a new mom, you just have a lot of time when you're just with the baby, and I feel like you're on your phone, you're scrolling through, while you're nursing or waiting for the baby to fall asleep. So I just felt like I was really kind of sucked into the whole social media world. And I found myself feeling very, very guilty because I wasn't getting these like professional photos done. Like I never had a professional photo shoot when I was pregnant or when I had my,
That's me right now.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about my life right now.
And I just was like looking through all my friends' photos. There are all these new moms, and they've got these beautiful photos, professional photography. And I felt very guilty because I felt like I wasn't documenting my first child's life enough, and I wasn't creating enough memorable moments. And so this was just sort of the backdrop. And I just felt like I didn't have enough, great photos that I'd be able to show him someday. So anyway, when I guess he was probably 8 or 9 months old, my husband and I went to the park, and he took a day off. So it was a weekday. There was hardly anyone in the park, and the three of us were there. We're just kind of, hanging around. And out of the corner of my eye, I see, this very well-dressed man walk by, and I look up and I realize it's Ed Rendell, who was former mayor of Philadelphia, former governor of Pennsylvania. And at this point, he was long out of office, but, obviously I still recognized him. And he's in this great suit. And I see this camera guy following him around. So I think he's doing some kind of interview or some kind of press event. And there's really nobody in the park. So I run over to him and think, this is great. I'll get a photo with my baby with a politician. Like this will be my like social media foray. So I talk to him and I say, can you come on over, take a picture with my little guy? And he says, sure, absolutely. So he comes over and we're chatting and, making small talk. And so then we get ready for this photo because I could see he's anxious to get back to this interview. And he reaches down and he picks up Drew. And, most politicians hug a baby, they cuddle the baby, they give him kisses. Ed Rendell is holding my baby out like this for this picture. And I'm thinking, why is he doing this?
No.
This is so, I have a nice baby, he's not crying, he's not screaming, why is he doing this? I look over, like the back of his onesie, I could just like see it. It's just like, so there he is. There's Ed Rendell with my baby. A huge blowout. So, oh my God. It's like coming down his leg. And he's too polite, but I can tell he's completely horrified because he's got to do this interview and be on camera in this suit. And he's holding Drew like this, and I'm freaking out, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh. But I just think it's funny because, how many politicians are always like cuddling? It's like the perfect photo moment. And this was going to be my big, photo moment and show Drew, his first politician photo. So anyway, moral of the story is check your child's diaper, everything before you attempt any. And Ed Rendell, you were very gracious, and I hold nothing against you. And
he was brave.
He was brave. This is bad. I could, I could like see it, smell it. It's like running down the back of his head. Anyway, it was a very, very gracious thing for him to do. So anyway, I just felt like it was at a time in my life when I was very sensitive to, just coming across a certain way, like showing my memorable moments on Instagram and, Facebook and everything. So anyway.
Okay, this one, I would say you deserve a glass of wine.
I was hoping you'd.
I almost feel like I wish we had some wine here.
I know. Next time.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right. New mom.
Yeah, new mom.
Yeah, so, 4 months in, already making lots of mistakes all the time.
It's never too early to start the mom fail.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like it's sad now because he's so little, and like when I make mistakes, he's just so little, and like I'm his person, and he has survived. He's thriving. He's happy.
And he's
that's
beautiful.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So one of my biggest hang-ups right now is breastfeeding. So like I said, 4 months in. So I think it's one of the hardest things I've ever done. I'm still doing it now, and now I'm also pumping because I'm back at work.
Yeah.
So I guess a few months ago, I started to try to like build up my reserve, that like stash that you have in the freezer. That like
the gold stash.
Yes, very important stash.
You have it a lock and key.
Yeah. Oh my God, the most important thing like in your house. So I'm like, okay, so I have to feed the baby and pump at the same time. Sounds easy. You do one, then you do the other, then you do one, then you do the other. But when your baby is young, they eat on demand, and like they could wake up from a nap that you think they're going to sleep 2 hours, and they're going to be hungry.
Yes.
So early on, that happened to me. So I'm in the kitchen pumping, like quiet time. He's asleep, and okay, so I just finished. I put it in the fridge. I'm proud of myself because it's like the effort is there. I did it. I succeeded. He wakes up. And he is loud. He is the loudest baby I've ever heard. All my friends have like quiet babies. He is loud. So he's getting a little fussy. And then I'm like, oh, he's probably hungry. Like, he's definitely hungry.
Yeah.
And then he's starting to scream. And I am starting to like run away. I am like hiding from the baby because like
You're like, you can't have them.
there's nothing left for you. Nothing right now. Like, and my husband is still home, and like I'm like, you hold the baby. He can smell me. He can see me. If he sees me, if he smells me, like you know where it's going.
Yeah.
So I am upstairs hiding from my baby, and then my starving baby, and then my husband is like, oh, why don't you just use the milk that you just pumped? And I was like, what? Are you insane? Like, stop right there. And then I had to give him a whole lecture about like, you don't understand. Like, you have to respect what like the effort that I put into this, the amount of times I've given that story.
Yes. I know.
So I have, so I'm hiding in my room. I have a starving, screaming baby, and my husband, you know, like I'm lecturing.
I'm just envisioning you like in a closet, like with the door closed, like hiding behind your clothes, because it's true, they can smell you from
They
like,
can smell
they know.
you, but like, especially when they're younger, like that, like you are the person, and they're kind of, they don't really get what's going on in the world, but they know that you are their
Yes.
Yeah. So eventually this time I believe I gave in, but that was after I threw that whole scene and you know, that whole thing. So I learned my lesson. I think I've figured out how to space it out better now, but that first time you panic because like you have a hungry child and you're trying, it's a lot of effort to build up your supply while you're feeding a baby every 2 hours. So,
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We've both been there.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. Without a doubt.
So that's fine.
Yeah. And it's hard when you hear them crying too, because just physically, I just always found it painful. Like just physically painful to listen to your child.
I can't like even if somebody like say my mom is there and she's helping me, she'll be like, oh, let me take him for a second. I'm like, I can't do one other thing when he's crying. Like I have to be the one. I'm not trying to be controlling. It's just like a physical thing.
No, we understand. And you're a good mom.
Oh, thank you.
We have been there. You're a great mom.
Yeah, I can't show you the wine thing because, you know,
Yeah.
right now would be a little tricky to figure out, but. Oh my gosh, so we're getting tons of really great comments. I mean, I think everybody out there, I mean, all you guys are great, like giving us your encouragement and also sharing your own stories. So I definitely want to share a few stories submitted by our moms who are here with us today. So let's see here. I got so many to choose from. So there's a lot of, you know, short little ones here. So Heather James said, last year, my daughter was playing soccer for the first time. She got hit in the face and I yelled, F, and then all the kids in Paris just Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yeah, we've been there. You're still, well, I don't know, but I get both of these from me.
Yes.
You're still doing a great job.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah,
that's a little blip.
That is a well-justified F-bomb.
I've
never heard one, so please.
Okay, so, this next one I can totally relate to. Christina Milner says, I have 4 kids of different ages, 1 son and 3 daughters. I have to scold them from time to time, as we all do. I always go through all their names before I get to the right one for scolding. So they all get scolded at the same time, even if they're not trying, you know.
Right, even if they've done anything.
That reminds me of my childhood. I was always called by my sister's name. So
But don't you call I call my husband, but I don't know. When we had our dog, I would call my husband Bailey. That was my dog's name.
I did that too.
Just that you run through the names,
It's
you
awful.
can't keep them straight.
It's awful. Yeah. The more you have to, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
Pam Haven says her mom fail was when her kids were potty training and decided to poop on a friend's train table.
Oh my God.
and wiped himself with his homemade pillow.
I like the ambition and the independence.
Oh my goodness. I think, Pam, you deserve a glass.
Yes, Pam. I love that.
Oh, this one is actually a shocking one. Okay. Laura Miller said her biggest mom fail is she had to call the police because she couldn't find her daughter. She was having a heart attack. But she was at tryouts after school and she had no clue. Oh my gosh. I can imagine. I mean, honestly, I can only imagine.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Ursula Fettis said on the first day of kindergarten, she forgot to pick up her daughter from school. She was half an hour late. When she realized her mistake, she ran to the school, worrying that she'll be crying up. She found her sitting quietly in the after-school program. When I apologized to her, Asked how she was doing. She told me that she was just worried that something happened to me.
Aw.
Oh, at these words, she burst into sobbing. Oh, that's, oh my gosh. What a sweet child.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, very sensitive.
You're doing a great job.
Yes, you're a good mom.
Oh, my
You're a good
goodness.
mom, Ursula.
You deserve a glass of wine.
Oh
after
my
that.
gosh.
Oh,
Yeah, seriously. Okay, so I have a couple more. Angie Wilkins said, I remember when my oldest was little, he ate one of those silica packets. Oh, right.
Yeah.
I was freaking out and had to call poison control. Come to
Yeah.
find out they aren't toxic, thank goodness. The label not to ingest, was just because people were eating them.
Good to know.
they
Oh,
have
I
to.
didn't know that.
No,
I
I thought it was
poisonous.
poison. I mean, why would they put poison in there? But yeah, good to know.
Yeah, that is good to know. But you're doing a good
Yes, I know.
Good job. And then one last one, if you want to put the picture up, Amanda. This one really made us laugh. This was submitted to us via Instagram. So Lynette Slayton said, she said, forgot my daughter's birthday. She texted me at 8 that night and said, guess what today is? I'm like, I don't even know what today is. Tuesday, Wednesday? She said, Friday, the 8th of October, my birthday. Oh my gosh, she forgot her daughter's birthday. Sounds like something I would probably do.
16 candles.
At that moment, I was the worst mom ever. I'm the one who texts them at midnight, so I'll always be the first to tell them happy birthday. Trust me when I tell you, she has not forgotten that one.
Oh.
Oh, but
She knows you love her.
She
Yes.
knows you love
Yes.
her, and you're still a good mom.
Yes.
So, anyway, well, I had such a good laugh.
I feel this was therapy.
This is good.
Yes.
So,
I feel good.
yeah, so therapeutic. Thanks everyone for joining us and for sharing all your stories with us. Please keep sharing your stories and your encouragements to one another. If you can find another mom who can relate, please, tell her that she's doing a good job, because we all need to hear that. And again, we'll be selecting the winners of the 3 prize packs on Monday. So share the video with someone that you think might want a good laugh, and might enjoy this. And yeah, I think that's everything. So thank you for joining us
guys.
today, and I'll
Thank
see you
you.
next time.
Bye.
Bye.